Tom sat quietly in the back row of the grand lecture hall. The room was round, with glowing lights floating above and smooth glass walls that showed stars outside. Dozens of students sat in curved rose-blue skin, tall creatures with glowing eyes, floating beings made of mist, insect-like aliens clicking softly as they moved. Every kind of species from across the galaxy sat in that room, but only one human. Only Tom. He kept his head down, pretending to read his digital notepad. Though he had already memorized the lesson, being alone in a place like this wasn't easy. No one talked to him much. Some stared. Some avoided him. Some whispered behind his back in languages he didn't understand. Tom had come from Earth, though no one here really talked about that planet. He was told not to mention it. The Academy accepted him under special permission. And the director warned him, try not to talk about your origin. It might cause confusion or fear. He didn't understand why. Earth, to him, was just normal. His home, class, the voice of the instructor echoed through the room. She was tall and graceful, with crystal skin and eyes like silver glass. Her name was Professor Valen. Today, let us share something personal. I want each of you to stand and tell the class your homeworld and something unique about it. A quiet murmur passed through the students. Sharing builds trust, she said with a kind smile. I'll start. She walked to the center and pressed her hand to the floor. A glowing map of the galaxy appeared, showing her homeworld, a large green and gold planet. I am from Ilyara. Our forests grow taller than your tallest towers. We believe in harmony, not speed. Ilyarans never run. We walk, and we listen. The class nodded. One by one. Students stood up. A floating jelly-like being said it came from Lumiphore, where thoughts were shared through colors. A sharp-winged creature from Zarn said his people trained from birth for air battles. A quiet girl with glowing skin said she was from a world of underground oceans. Tom tried not to panic. His turn was coming closer. His palms grew sweaty. What should he say? Should he lie, make up a name, say he was from Mars instead? Then the student before him sat down. Professor Valen looked at him. And you? Tom stood slowly. His heart beat fast. I'm from Earth. The room went completely silent. Every sound stopped. Even the clicking of the insect students halted. Someone whispered. What did he say? Another student leaned forward, eyes wide. That planet's a myth. Tom looked around, confused. It's not a myth. It's real. I grew up there. A green-skinned boy stood up, his face pale. But Earth was destroyed. It disappeared in the Silence War. A silver-eyed girl shook her head. No, it wasn't destroyed. It vanished, like completely gone. The council banned all talk of it. Professor Valen didn't say anything. Her smile had vanished. Tom took a step back. Why is everyone acting like this? Kara, a tall girl with dark red scales and golden eyes, stood slowly. You're lying, or you're a fake. I'm not lying, Tom said, his voice firm. Now, I lived in a small town. I went to school. We had trees, birds, oceans, everything. Just like your worlds. But no one has heard from Earth in over 100 years, Kara said sharply. It's not on any map. It's not in any database. Milo, a small quiet boy with soft blue hair and gentle eyes, raised his hand. I'm a low-grade telepath, he said, and when he spoke just now, I felt something, old, powerful, something that scared me. Tom stared at him, more confused than ever. I don't understand, he said. Why would Earth be scary? Professor Valen finally stepped forward. Her voice was calm, but serious. Tom, we did not want this moment to come so soon. You were accepted here with a special agreement. Most of the galaxy has forgotten Earth for a reason. Tom's jaw tightened. What reason? Valen looked down. Because Earth changed the galaxy once, and the galaxy feared it would change everything again. He sat down, his thoughts racing. He didn't feel powerful. He didn't feel dangerous. He just felt alone. Kara stared at him with narrowed eyes. I don't believe you. Tom looked up. Believe what you want, but I am from Earth. And deep down, he started to wonder if Earth had truly vanished from the galaxy. Why was he still here? Why was he the only one left? Tom walked through the quiet hallway of the academy. The glass walls around him showed stars shining in the darkness of space. Alien ships moved in the distance, but his eyes were focused on the floor. Everyone stared at him now. Some students stepped away when he passed. Others whispered in languages he didn't understand. Even the teachers seemed uneasy. He had only said one thing, "I'm from Earth," but now it felt like he had shouted a forbidden word in the middle of a holy place. Tom reached his room and shut the door behind him. The lights dimmed automatically, and the walls shifted to display a forest image, one he had chosen to remind him of home. Trees with long branches, blue sky, a quiet stream. But now, it didn't bring peace. Only questions. Why are they so afraid of Earth? Why do they act like I'm dangerous? He pulled out his notepad and searched for Earth in the galactic database. The result flashed and read, "Search blocked by Council Order 001 Black. Access denied." Blocked, like Earth never existed. Suddenly, his door beeped. A visitor. Tom hesitated, then opened it. Kara stood there, arms crossed. Her red scales shimmered under the hallway lights. Her golden eyes studied him like he was a puzzle. "What do you want?" Tom asked. "I came to see if you're still here." She replied, "Well, I'm not invisible," he said. She stepped into the room without asking. "You really don't know, do you?" Tom frowned. "Don't know what?" She turned to him. "About what happened. Why Earth is feared." He crossed his arms. "Everyone keeps saying Earth disappeared, or was erased, or something horrible happened. But no one tells me anything." Kara looked out the window. "My grandfather fought in the Silence War. He never told me much, but he said one thing over and over: never trust a human." Tom blinked. "That's not fair." "Maybe not, but Earth didn't just vanish. It did something before. It disappeared." "Like what?" Tom asked. She didn't answer right away. "There are stories, unconfirmed, secret ones, that humans built something during the war, something too powerful, too strange. The council tried to stop it, and then Earth was gone." Tom shook his head. "But that's not possible. I lived on Earth. It was peaceful. We had towns, schools, food, music, not war." Kara turned toward him. "Then how did you end up here?" That question hit him like cold wind. Tom had no clear memory of how he arrived. He remembered falling asleep in his home, then waking up in a medical bay at the edge of the galaxy, told he had been found in a drifting pod near a trade route. The Academy accepted him afterward. Was it really just chance, or something more? Maybe my memories aren't complete," Tom said quietly. Kara walked toward the door. "You should be careful. If others think you're connected to the old Earth, they might not wait for proof. Some of them lost families in the war." She left. Tom sat on his bed, staring at the wall screen. The peaceful forest now looked like a dream from another life. Just then, his communicator buzzed. A message. "Sender. Milo, come to garden room 3. Now. It's important." Tom found Milo sitting alone in the Academy's lowest garden, one filled with glowing plants and floating petals. Milo looked nervous. "I wasn't sure if you'd come," Milo said. "I don't have many friends to visit," Tom replied. Milo gave a weak smile. "I wanted to tell you something I didn't say in class." Tom sat beside him. "I'm a low-level telepath," Milo said. "Mostly harmless. I can't read deep thoughts, but I can sense emotions. And something else." He paused. "When you said Earth, I felt something cold, ancient. It wasn't you, it was inside you, like a shadow sleeping." Tom frowned. "What does that mean?" "I don't know," Milo said. "But I think there's something in your memory, something locked. Maybe something put there on purpose." Tom's heart beat faster. "Why would someone do that?" "Maybe to protect you," Milo said, "or to protect others from what you know." Suddenly, the flowers around them flickered and dimmed. A soft beep came from Tom's notepad. "Alert! Unauthorized access detected." He quickly opened it. Someone was trying to break into his personal records. Tom stood up. "I need to check something. There's a place in the Academy where old information is kept, stuff not available in the regular system." Milo stood too. "The archive room?" Tom nodded. "Yeah." Milo hesitated. "That place is locked. Only staff have clearance, then I'll find another way in. That night, Tom wore a gray cloak to hide his appearance. The archive room was in the lowest part of the academy, past sealed doors and narrow halls. Most students never went there. He waited for a group of cleaning drones to pass, then slipped through the service hallway, using a small tool he had built himself. He carefully bypassed the lock and slipped inside. The archive room was dark, cold. Rows of data crystals floated in the air, glowing faintly. Tom searched through labels, wars, planets, council records. Then he saw it, Earth classified. Do not access. He tapped the crystal. A voice echoed, Earth. Class 7 origin world. Last known location, Sol system. Sealed following event Ember protocol. Status, missing. Records redacted by Order 001 Black. Then, something new appeared. Genetic signature match detected. Access unlocked. Tom's eyes widened. The screen changed. A symbol appeared, 3 stars around a flame. Underneath, it read, Project Ember status. A noun subject, TOM. Match, 99.8%. What is Project Ember? Tom whispered. Behind him, a door clicked open. Someone was coming. Tom didn't move. The door behind him had opened with a soft hiss, but in the silent archive room, the sound was loud and sharp. He quickly turned off the glowing screen in front of him and stepped behind one of the tall data shelves. His heart was racing. Footsteps entered the room, quiet, slow, and careful. He peeked through the gap between the shelves. A tall figure moved inside, covered in a black cloak. Tom couldn't see the face, only the glow of a scanner in the stranger's hand. The figure walked past the shelves slowly, scanning left and right, searching. Tom's mind raced. Did someone follow me? Did they track my notepad? Or was this about Project Ember? He held his breath and waited. The figure stopped near the same crystal Tom had activated. It hovered in the air, now dim again. The cloaked stranger stared at it for a long moment, then tapped it gently. But nothing happened. A robotic voice responded. Access denied. Genetic mismatch. Level 1 clearance required. The figure didn't react. Tom quietly stepped back. He needed to leave. But just as he turned toward the exit path, his shoe tapped. The edge of a shelf. Click. The sound echoed like thunder in the quiet room. The stranger snapped toward the noise and raised the scanner. A bright blue light flashed across the shelf and hit Tom's arm. He ducked, rolled behind another pillar, and started running. Stop, the figure shouted in a low voice. But Tom was already moving fast. He had trained in secret for moments. Like this, his body moved quicker than even he expected. He reached the side door, pressed his hand against the lock, and whispered, Override Ember. To his surprise, the door opened immediately. He rushed out, heart pounding, and disappeared into the dark hallway. Back in his room, Tom locked the door and shut all lights. He sat on his bed, still catching his breath. His hands were shaking. Someone had followed him. Someone who knew about the archive. But the strangest part was the door. How did he unlock it with just a word? He grabbed his notepad and replayed the recording from the archive. The words echoed again. Project Ember status. A noun subject. TOM match. 99.8%. What is Project Ember? He thought. And why was he a match? He looked down at his hands. They looked normal. Nothing special. No flames, no powers. Just a boy from Earth, but deep inside, he felt something new, like a sleeping memory waiting to wake up. He opened a hidden file in his notepad where he kept personal thoughts. He typed, Project Ember. My name is connected. I don't know how, but the archive accepted me. No one else could open it. Someone tried to follow me. I think I'm being watched. I need help. But who can I trust? Suddenly, a soft knock on his door made him jump. He froze. Not again, Tom, came a familiar voice. It's me, Milo. Tom slowly opened the door. Milo stood there, looking worried. His blue hair was messy, and his eyes wide with fear. I felt something strange just now, he said. A burst of emotion, panic, fear, danger. I followed it here. Was it you? Tom pulled him inside quickly and shut the door. Yes, he said. Someone was in the archive room. I saw a file. It said I'm part of something called Project Ember, and I think that person was looking for it too. Milo sat down, eyes full of questions. What is Project Ember? I don't know, Tom said. But the file said Earth didn't just vanish. It was sealed because of something called the Ember Protocol. I think I was part of it, or maybe someone from my family was. Maybe I'm the last piece. Milo nodded slowly. That's why the others are scared. It's not just Earth. It's you. Tom looked away. But I don't want to be feared. I just wanted to study here. Learn about the galaxy. Not be part of some secret. Milo put a hand on his shoulder. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you were chosen for a reason. Tom sighed. I don't even know where to start. Milo glanced at the wall. There's someone who might help. Who? Later that night, they met in the observation deck, a high glass dome above the academy. Stars glowed above. Ships moved slowly across the sky. Waiting there was Lena. She was one of the top students in the academy, calm, quiet, but always watching. Her hair shimmered like silver threads, and her voice carried authority. She was also the daughter of a council member. I heard what happened, Lena said. Eyes locked on Tom. And I heard what you found. Tom stayed silent. Lena stepped closer. You activated a locked file. Only someone from Earth could do. That confirms what I suspected. Tom looked up. You suspected what? That Earth didn't vanish by accident, Lena said. It was hidden, not destroyed. Why? Tom asked. She looked out at the stars. Because humans were changing, evolving faster than any other species, not just in body but in mind. In emotion, you don't follow rules like the rest of us. You ask questions others don't. You take risks. Tom blinked. That's a bad thing. For the council? It's dangerous, unpredictable, Lena said. During the Silence War, Earth was developing something Project Ember, a way to reshape the galaxy. The council couldn't control it, so they sealed Earth and erased all records. Tom swallowed hard. Why was I sent away? We don't know. Maybe someone wanted you to escape. Maybe you were the last hope. Or maybe you were the key to reactivating Ember. Tom felt a chill. But I don't even know what Ember is. Lena stepped forward. Then we'll find out. Together. Tom looked at her, surprised. You want to help me? I believe the galaxy needs change, Lena said. And you're part of that change. Whether you're ready or not, Tom nodded slowly. He didn't feel ready, but deep inside, something was waking up. The academy announced a special event for all students, a combat simulation trial. It was a test of skill, teamwork, and quick thinking. The trial was designed to prepare them for real challenges they might face in the galaxy. Tom felt nervous. He had trained alone, but never with others like this. Many students whispered about him, the Earth boy who might be a threat or a legend. Some watched with curiosity, others with doubt. Kara, the red-scaled girl who had challenged him before, stood at the front of the arena. She crossed her arms and gave him a sharp look. You better not embarrass yourself, she said loud enough for Tom to hear. Tom swallowed and took his place. The arena was a large dome with holographic walls that changed scenery every few minutes. Today's setting was a dense jungle filled with strange plants and uneven ground. The rules were simple: survive the simulation, complete the mission, and avoid being tagged by the enemy team. The trial began with a loud horn. Tom's team included Kara, Milo, Lena, and 3 others from different species. They quickly moved through the jungle, staying close. At first, things went well. Milo used his telepathic ability to sense nearby enemies. Lena coordinated their moves with calm orders. Kara took the lead, striking fast and hard. Tom watched carefully, learning their styles. But when the first enemy team appeared, things changed. The enemy was quick, agile lizard-like creatures with sharp claws. They charged. Tom's heart pounded. He felt a rush of adrenaline. His body moved before his mind could catch up. He dodged, a swipe, then pushed forward with surprising strength. He grabbed one enemy and threw it aside with a force that shocked even himself. The simulation AI changed the scenery quickly, sending illusions of fire and smoke around them. Tom felt like he was in a real fight. Suddenly, the enemy team surrounded him. They struck from all sides, but Tom's reflexes were sharper than expected. He dodged, blocked, and counterattacked. His moves were faster and stronger than before. His senses felt sharper. His mind focused like a laser. The other students paused to watch. Even Kara's eyes widened. One enemy clawed at Tom's shoulder. He barely felt it and pushed harder, breaking their hold. The simulation beeped loudly. The enemy team was tagged out. Tom stood alone in the clearing. The arena lights dimmed. The instructors approached. One of them, a tall alien with blue skin and many eyes, nodded slowly. Your abilities are unusual, Tom. Tom wiped sweat from his forehead. I just reacted. Kara stepped forward, looking uneasy. How did you do that? No one has moved like that before. Tom shook his head. I don't know. I just felt something inside me. Lena smiled gently. That something is what we need to understand. But not everyone was happy. Whispers started again. Some students looked afraid. Others suspicious. After the trial, Tom returned to his room, his mind buzzing. He was no longer just the quiet human boy. He was something else. That night, Tom sat by his window, staring at the stars. Milo joined him. You surprised everyone today, Milo said quietly. Tom nodded. I don't understand what happened. It felt like I wasn't just fighting. I was protecting something. Milo smiled. Maybe it's Project Ember waking up. Tom sighed. I wish I knew what Ember was. Suddenly, his communicator beeped. A message from Lena appeared. Meet me in the council chamber. Urgent. Tom's heart skipped a beat. The council chamber was the most important place in the academy. Few students ever entered it. He took a deep breath and headed there. Inside the council chamber, the walls were tall and shining, filled with symbols of peace and power. Several important leaders sat in high chairs. Some were old, others young, but all had serious faces. Lena was already there. Tom, she said softly, they want to question you about the trial. The head of the council, a silver-skinned elder named Marin, looked at Tom with sharp eyes. You have shown abilities that are beyond what we expected from a human, Marin said. Your strength and speed during the simulation were remarkable. Tom looked down. I didn't mean to cause trouble. Marin smiled faintly. You may not have, but others see you as a potential threat. They fear the unknown. One member, a tall alien with horns named Vex, leaned forward. The council must decide if you are safe to remain in the academy. Tom swallowed hard. Lena stood up. He is not a threat. He is a student, and we need to learn more about what he is to understand Project Ember. Vex sneered. Or we need to stop it before it spreads. The room grew tense. Marin raised a hand. We will conduct further tests. But Tom, know this, your time here depends on cooperation. Do you understand? Tom nodded slowly. He felt the weight of the galaxy on his shoulders. After the meeting, Lena and Milo walked with Tom through the quiet halls. You did well, Lena said. The council is watching you closely now. Tom sighed. I don't want to be a weapon. I just want to live. Lena smiled softly. Maybe you can be more than that. Maybe you can change the galaxy. Milo looked hopeful. We're with you, Tom. Tom looked at his two new friends and felt a flicker of hope. The path ahead was dangerous, but he was not alone. The next morning, the academy buzzed with rumors. Everyone talked about Tom's performance in the trial. Some whispered admiration, others fear. Tom walked through the halls, feeling the weight of many eyes on him. He wished he could disappear. Suddenly, a voice called out his name, Tom. He turned to see Lena rushing toward him. Behind her was a tall woman wearing a silver cloak, her hair shining like liquid metal. Her eyes were deep and serious. This is Princess Sella, Lena said softly. She wants to speak with you. Tom's heart skipped. A princess? Here? Princess Sella nodded gently. I have heard much about you, Tom, and I wanted to meet you myself. Tom bowed his head. It is an honor, Princess. Sella smiled faintly. Please, call me Sella. Titles can wait. They walked to a quiet garden filled with glowing flowers and soft lights. The stars shone above, painting the sky with silver dots. Sella looked at Tom carefully. You are different, not just because you are from Earth, but because you carry something old and powerful inside. Tom looked down. I don't understand. I just want to learn. To belong. Sela nodded slowly. I know. But you are part of a history the galaxy has tried to forget. She took a deep breath. Earth was sealed away because humans changed too fast. You evolved not just physically, but in mind and spirit. You question everything. You don't accept limits. Tom looked up, surprised. Is that a bad thing? Sela smiled softly. It is both a gift and a danger. The Council feared the unknown, so they locked Earth away. But you are the living proof that humanity's spark still burns. Tom felt a mixture of pride and fear. Sela continued. The project called Ember was created to protect the galaxy from a great threat, but it was also a key to great power. You might hold that key. Tom's eyes widened. But why me? I don't feel powerful. Sela reached out and touched his shoulder. Sometimes, power hides in ways we cannot see. The true strength of humanity is its spirit, the will to survive, to create, and to unite. Tom looked at her, feeling hope for the first time in weeks. But be warned, Sela said, voice dropping. There are those who want to stop you. They fear change. They believe you are a threat to the order they have built. Tom nodded. I'm not sure I'm ready for this. You don't have to be ready, Sela said firmly. You just have to be brave. The next days were filled with lessons, meetings, and secret conversations. Lena, Milo, and Kara all stood by Tom's side. Kara had softened since the trial. She admitted quietly, I was wrong to judge you before. You're not a danger, but you're different, and that scares people. Tom smiled. I'm glad you see me now. Milo used his telepathy to keep watch for any threats. We must be careful. The Council is divided. Some want to help you. Others want to control or destroy what you represent. Tom's thoughts raced. One evening, while studying in the library, he overheard a group of students talking quietly nearby. They say the Council will erase him. One whispered, erase? You mean wipe his memory? Another replied. Tom's hands clenched. He didn't want to lose himself. The day came when the Council summoned Tom again. This time, it was not just a meeting. It was a trial. The chamber was filled with important figures. The room was tense. Martin, the Council head, spoke first. Tom, you stand accused of being a threat to galactic peace. Your powers are unknown and dangerous. We must decide your fate. Tom looked around. The eyes of judges and leaders fixed on him. He felt small. But then, Lena stepped forward. Tom is not a threat, she said. He is the future. We must learn from him, not fear him. Kara joined her. He fought for us all in the trial. He proved his strength is for protection, not destruction. Milo added, his memories hold the key to saving many lives. The Council murmured. Morin raised a hand. Very well. We will grant a temporary stay on any punishment. But Tom must undergo tests and training. He must prove he can control his powers and use them wisely. Tom nodded, relief mixed with determination. After the trial, Tom felt tired but stronger. Sela found him in the garden again. You faced your first real test, she said, and you did well. Tom smiled faintly. I'm still afraid. Fear is natural, Sela said. But remember, you do not walk alone. The galaxy is watching, and many believe in you. Tom looked up at the stars. For the first time, he felt like he belonged. I will not let Earth's light go out, he said softly. Sela nodded. That is the spirit of a true human. Tom stood outside the training hall, his fists clenched, heart racing. It had been 2 weeks since the Council trial. Since then, he had been placed under strict observation. Every move was watched, every test recorded. The Council said it was for safety, but Tom knew the truth. They were still afraid of him. Inside the hall, advanced machines tested reflexes, memory, strength, and control. He had passed every trial, but that didn't matter. What mattered was the final decision. Would the Council allow him to stay? Would they erase his memory? Would they see him as a friend or an enemy? Lena appeared beside him. She gave him a small smile. Ready? No, Tom said honestly, but I'll go anyway. That's the human way, she said. And they walked together. The council chamber was filled with serious faces. Martin, the leader, stood in the center. Beside him was Vex, the strict counselor who had spoken against Tom many times. Milo, Kara, and Stella stood behind Tom as silent support. Martin raised a hand. Tom, you have completed the tests. You have shown strength, intelligence, and control. Yet questions remain. Tom stayed still. Project Ember, Martin continued, is still not fully understood. It is tied to Earth, to you, and to a past that brought fear to this galaxy. Vex stepped forward. He cannot be trusted. The spark of Ember still sleeps inside him. One mistake, and we could face another silence war. Lena spoke sharply. He has done nothing wrong. He exists, Vex replied coldly. That is enough. The room fell silent. Tom took a deep breath and stepped forward. I didn't ask for this. He said clearly, I didn't ask to. Carry Ember. I didn't even know what it was. He looked at the council, then at the students around him. But I'm here now, and I want to help. Not to destroy, not to fight, but to understand. Martin looked at him closely. And if we said no, if we chose to erase your memory, remove Ember, and make you forget everything, Tom's jaw tightened. Then I would lose not only my past, but my hope. Kara stepped forward. He saved us during the combat trial. He protected us. Milo added, and his mind holds something we need. There's a danger growing, something the council is not talking about, that made the room stir. What danger? Martin asked. Milo looked nervous, but answered, in my recent visions, I felt something dark approaching, a shadow. It's connected to the Silence War, and to Ember. If we erase Tom, we lose our only chance to stop it. Stella stepped forward. I can confirm this. I've seen strange signals near the outer systems, warships, not from any known world. They may be the same ones that fought Earth and lost. Vex raised his voice. That is exactly why we must end it now, before they come looking for him. Tom spoke again, louder this time. Then I should be prepared, not hidden. I can't stop what's coming if I don't even know what I am. Martin was quiet for a long time. Then he turned to the others. The council will vote. The chamber lights dimmed as each member gave their answer. Moments later, a soft bell rang. Martin stepped forward. The vote is complete. He paused. Tom of Earth, you are permitted to stay in the academy under strict guidance. Your powers will be monitored. Your training will continue, and your memories will remain. Tom's shoulders relaxed. He nodded. Thank you. But Martin's voice turned serious. But understand this, if you ever lose control, or if Project Ember becomes a danger, we will act. There will be no second chance. Tom nodded again. I understand. Later, Tom walked alone in the garden. Stars shone above. The air was cool. He heard footsteps. It was Stella. You were brave, she said. Tom looked at her. I feel like the real battle hasn't even started. She nodded. You're right, he frowned. Do you think the dark force Milo saw is real? Stella was silent for a moment. Yes, my father the king received a warning from a lost outpost. A message cut off by static. But one word came through clearly. Tom asked, what word? Stella said it softly, Ember. A chill went down Tom's spine. Stella continued, they're coming. Whoever fought Earth in the Silence War, they're returning, and they're looking for the last piece of Ember. Tom took a deep breath. Me. Stella nodded. We have to prepare. He looked at the stars. So quiet, so peaceful. And yet, something was coming. Something ancient. Something dangerous. That night, Tom had a dream. He stood on a battlefield. The sky burned red. Alien warships filled the sky. The ground shook. And standing before him was a shadowy figure, tall, cold, and full of rage. You are the last light, it said, and we will put it out. Then the shadow raised its hand and everything turned to flame. Tom woke up with a gasp, sweating. The dream felt real. To real. He looked at his hand, and for a second, just a second, it glowed faintly with golden light. Something was waking inside him. Something powerful, and he would need it soon. The morning sky above the academy was filled with strange colors: green, violet, deep red. Not natural, not safe. Tom stood near the observatory tower, looking up. Behind him, students ran. Guards moved fast. Alarms rang from the halls. The darkness had arrived. Sella rushed to his side. They've entered the system. 3 massive warships, unidentified symbols. No response to our signals. Tom nodded, jaw tight, like the ones from the dream. Lena joined them. The council wants all students to be moved underground. I'm not going, Tom said. Neither was Sella. Me either. Lena sighed. Then we stand together. Milo ran in next. They've sent a smaller ship down. It's landing near the mountain base. Tom's heart beat faster. They're not attacking yet. They're looking for something or someone. Sella said. Everyone looked at Tom. In the council chamber, leaders argued. We must protect the academy. We should send him too. Then perhaps they'll leave. They won't, Tom said as he entered. They came for Ember. Vex stood, pointing. And it lives inside you. Martin raised a hand. Enough. Tom stepped forward. Let me go to them. Vex's eyes narrowed. You want to face them alone? Tom nodded. They want me, not the academy. If I go, maybe I can stop this before it turns into war. Sella spoke up. He won't be alone. I'll go too. Milo stepped up, hesitating, but firm. Me too. Lena just rolled her eyes. Of course we're going. Vex shouted. This is madness. But Martin didn't stop them. His face was sad. But calm, then go, and may the stars guide you. They flew in a small shuttle toward the dark ship that had landed near the mountain base. The ground below was blackened, scarred by strange energy. The ship itself looked like metal bones. Twisted and sharp, it hummed with quiet power. Tom stepped out first. The air was cold. A figure walked toward them. Tall, cloaked in gray armor. Its eyes glowed silver. You carry the last spark, it said. Tom swallowed. Who are you? We are the Forgotten Flame. The figure answered. We were created to hold Ember long ago, but your kind destroyed it. I didn't destroy anything, but you carry what remains, and it belongs to us. Sella stepped forward. It's not an object. It's part of who he is now. Then he must give it or burn. Tom stared at the figure. What happens if I refuse? The figure raised a hand. Then your stars fall next. Behind him, the warships turned, aiming toward the sky above the academy. Tom took a step forward. Why do you want it? The figure replied. Because without Ember, we are fading. We were born from fire. Now, we are dust. We need it to live. Tom looked at his hands. The glow was stronger now. His heartbeat echoed like thunder. You think I'm your fuel, Tom said. But you're wrong. He looked up. Ember is more than energy. It's will. It's choice. It's hope. The figure didn't move. Then you choose war. It said coldly. Sel whispered. Tom, we have to stop them now. Tom nodded. I'll try. The light inside him rose, pulsing through his chest. For the first time, he didn't hold it back. A golden flame burst from his body, gentle, but powerful. It lit up the entire valley. The sky above changed. The warships paused. The figure stepped back. Impossible. Tom walked forward. The light surrounded him, but didn't burn. His feet didn't even touch the ground. You say I carry Ember, Tom said. But it doesn't belong to you or me. It belongs to those who believe. In life, in peace, in truth. The figure dropped to one knee. You're the core. Tom's glow dimmed slightly. No, I'm just a human. The warships above began to retreat. The figure looked up at the light. We searched for power. We forgot the meaning. Tom lowered his hand. Then remember it now. There was silence for a moment. Then the figure bowed his head. The flame remembers. He turned and vanished into light, fading like smoke. The warships followed, blinking out of space one by one. Back at the academy, the alarms stopped. The sky returned to normal. People gathered outside, whispering, watching the glowing boy return with his friends. The council stood at the gate. Martin, step forward. You ended a war before it began. Tom smiled. Maybe, but something tells me this won't be the last time." Vex said nothing, but this time he didn't argue. That night, the Academy held a quiet celebration. There were no loud cheers or wild songs, just stars, lanterns, peace. Stella stood with Tom near the balcony. "You still glowing," she said softly. He looked at his hand. The light was fading now. "Maybe it's not forever," he said. "Maybe it only comes when needed." She smiled. "That's enough." Lena walked by, tossing a snack to Milo. "So, Earth Boy, what's next for you?" Tom looked at the sky. "Learning, training, preparing." "For what?" Kara asked from behind. "For the future," Tom said. "Whatever it brings." In the quiet of his room, Tom looked at a small picture he had kept from Earth. A planet forgotten by the stars. "But maybe not for long," he whispered. "I'm still from Earth." And somewhere deep inside, Ember sparked once more, not as a weapon, but as hope.